Well, hi everyone and welcome to another instalment of Adam's Fishing. It's Monday evening, it's after work, it's already getting dark and I'm not exactly dressed for the occasion. So first things first, get changed out of this work suit and into some fishing gear. I'm feeling a lot better about life now I'm in my fishing gear. In terms of swim choice, I'm back at the Quiet Lake, and because of the really heavy rain we've had lately, I'm limited to swim choice really. So I'm going to keep things simple and just set up right by the car here actually. No need for the barrow today, I can just literally lift the stuff from the car to the swim. So I'm going to get a brolly up first because it looks like we're due another shower or two, and then get some rods ready to rock. Well, it's early November, it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's starting to get dark, so I need to get some rods out there or some baits out there as soon as I can really. Just to give you the heads up on what I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to have to start getting them ready in a sec. One rod is going to be going on a solid PVA bag. That's a lot of krill flavoured ground bait, krill powder, tiny krill pellets, plus some crushed up manila stuff in there and some crushed up candy nut crush, all with a nice little snowman bait on a supple hair rig in there, a short supple hair rig. That's going to be going out on the rod which I'm firing out closest to the island, which I'll show you in just a sec. On my middle rod I'm going to be using a snowman rig, as you can see here. But following some advice from you guys after my hook pulls, I'm actually going to be using a smaller snowman bait on a shorter hair and a shorter rig overall. So I'll try and give you a sneak peek at that reduced bait a little bit later on. Basically it involves just trimming a bit off of the bottom bait and a bit off of the pop-up to make a more compact snowman, which hopefully the fish will be able to suck in a little bit better. So that'll be one of the rods. And because it's the season where I'm allowed 3 rods now, my third rod is going to be trying out the new, well, new to me anyway, Ronnie rig which hopefully you guys can see here. That's going to have a Candy Nut Crush pop-up attached to that bait screw, and that's going to be fired out there as well. So I can't dilly-dally around, I'm losing light. Let's get some bait sorted and cast out into the lake. Alright, hopefully you guys can see here what I'm talking about when I say a smaller snowman rig. It's basically just trimmed down from my normal pop-up, trimmed down from my normal snowman rig, I should have said snowman rig, and thus just presenting an altogether smaller bait. I would say it's about a third of the size, about 2/3 of the size of what I was using before, so about a third smaller. But that's going to be the snowman rig. And just so you can see the finished product, that's going to be the spinner rig or the Ronnie rig, which is going out as well. So I'm in a bit of a mess because I've been rushing like crazy, hands shaking with excitement and all that kind of stuff as usual. I just love it so much. I'm going to get these clipped onto the lead clips on the rods and get them cast out, because I need to get fishing before it gets pitch black. Alright guys, I've got to say, considering I was up against it with the fading light, I'm quite happy with the way those 3 casts went. I've got one rod just off the edge of the corner of the island there, and that's the solid PVA bag rod. Stepped out slightly further by a yard or a couple of yards, I've got my snowman rig, and stepped out another yard or 2 again, I've got my my pop-up, my spinner or Ronnie rig. I'm going to catapult a little bit of bait over the top of that, not a lot. It has cooled down, although I must say temperature's not too bad at the moment. I'm going to pop a little bit of bait over the top with the catapult. I might be able to walk a couple of swims along to get a little bit more accurate with that. And then tidy up a bit, because this swim is a bit of a mess. guys, well, full dark is only probably 10-20 minutes away, but I've got everything set just as I'd like it. Now you've seen I've got a little bit of bait in the water with the catapult. I've got 3 baits on the dance floor, as they say, and I couldn't be happier about it. It's brilliant to be out here fishing. It's a few hours on a Monday evening, and that's the best I can manage at the moment, but I'm happy to be out here regardless. Really hope I get a bite and land a fish. That'd be amazing, but I'm not expecting miracles. It is November now, it is cooled off a bit, and the action is not going to be so thick and fast, I suppose, but there's always that glimmer of hope, and that's what keeps us coming, I suppose, isn't it? Just to let you know what I've been doing recently on the fishing front is not a lot of fishing, but I have been reading your really helpful comments and suggestions on the last video about how I can tweak things slightly and perhaps improve the hooking, the hook holds of those rigs, in order that I don't suffer hook pulls like I did last time, which was absolutely gutting. 2 fish lost on a lake like this is really not good, because the bites are few and far between. So I've changed things up a little bit. I've given you a little sneak peek of that with the smaller snowman presentation that I've got, and of course the spinner or the Ronnie rig, which I've put out there as well. But if you are interested and you want to see more about how I tied those rigs, not that I'm an expert, I'm just, you know, I'm just reading the magazines and looking on YouTube like everyone else, really, to be honest. But if you are interested in how I did it, I have made a video of me tinkering with those rigs at home, which I did over the weekend. And I think what I'll do is, rather than squeeze that into this video about the campaign on the Quiet Lake, I'll have that as a standalone video, and I'll just put it up on the channel. And if you're interested, you go and look at it, and if you're not, obviously you can just leave it alone. That's absolutely fine. But I really hope I have a fine fish to show you at some stage soon, even if it's not this session, on a session in the near future, just so you can see one of the beauties that live in here again. There's some really cracking fish in here, nothing massive, but I have heard those rumours of a 20-pounder, so to me that's massive. So if I got in amongst those, that would really be something. But all we can do now is kick back, wait and watch. And I've even got a drink and a couple of snacks in my bag there to keep me going, so happy days. Well, it's now nearly 7 o'clock. No action from those rods, I'm afraid, but I have got a little bit of dinner to cook up. Oh yes, baked beans and pork sausages. I'm going to pop that in my little pan here, heat it up, and at least I've got something for dinner on the bank. Really hoping one of these rods rips off in a minute, but you never know. Right guys, well, would you believe it? I've managed one just as I was starting to pack up. It's just coming up to 9 o'clock. The temperature has dropped dramatically and it's not a big one. It's not one of the big ones that I really wanted, but it's a carp nonetheless. Probably one of the smaller ones in here actually, I would say. Maybe 5 or 6 pounds, but a lovely scrappy little common carp for all of my effort. I'm absolutely made up with that fish, believe it or not. Even though it's not a massive one, it's great to have one. Absolutely magic. So glad I made the effort to come out tonight. I'm gonna have to slip this beauty back and then finish packing the stuff up. It's just having a little flap, so that's a good chance for me to show you the other side. A lovely little common carp. Superb. Guys, if you've watched all the way through, thanks so much for joining me on this adventure, and hopefully I'll see you back out on the bank again soon. Let's slip this beauty back. Cheers. Well guys, I've just arrived back home and now I've had a time to calm down from the excitement of catching that fish. I realised I never told you which rig it fell to, and I can confirm it was in fact the trimmed down snowman rig. And I know people say it all the time, but the fish was absolutely nailed in the bottom lip, so I'm really pleased to have had that rig work for me again and actually land me a fish. Anyway, I need to get in, have a shower and get to bed. Wherever you guys are fishing, I wish you all the very best. See you soon.